Traje- trajectory. How do you say that word?
Trajectory.
It's really weird to say though. Traject, is that a word? This
Trajectory. It's not trajectory. Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
I don't think that's right either.
Why can't I say trajectory?
Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Hey Siri, how do you say trajectory?
Sure. Translate into which language?
English, you bitch. She's like, you're saying it. Trajectory.
It's trajectory.
Trejectory, right?
Trajectory.
Yes.
Trajectory. Here, let's try this.
Trajectory. It's trajectory, right?
Trajectory.
We're doing this for 5 fucking minutes trying to say trajectory.
Okay. What the fuck? Oh, I didn't mean dictionary. It's not even close.
Well, anyway.
Oh, here it is.
Trajectory.
Trajectory. Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
That's right, America. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the lost art of common sense. And this week, I think this might be the first time we've done this, is we're doing a movie review. I just got done watching Nefarious this week, and I'd like to talk about it. Josh watched it in the movie theater. I believe you watched it this week as well, didn't you?
I did. I watched it again to refresh myself for this episode.
And I want to let everybody know, if you have not watched it, you may want to stop here. I'm not going to hold back on spoilers. And so maybe catch
Spoiler alert!
So if you're going to keep going and watching this episode, just know if you haven't watched the movie, we're going to spoil it for you. Don't care. You should have stopped it now. All right, Josh. Do you want to talk about the rundown of this movie? Or, so, yes, we're spoiling it immediately because we're going to pretty kind of run down this whole movie. Or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. I don't care.
Just a quick.
Well, a quick synopsis of the movie is it's based on a criminal on death row it came to the day of his execution, and before he can be executed by state law, he has to be deemed sane enough or mentally competent enough to be executed. So they bring in a psychiatrist to evaluate him. And during this exchange between the prisoner and the psychiatrist, he basically claims that he's a demon. And during the movie, throughout the movie, he kind of switches back and forth between what would you call him? The vessel? Like he lets the soul, the vessel, come out every now and again. Then he goes back to the devil, or not the devil, but the demon. And I don't know, it took a while for the psychiatrist to do it, but the dude's whole goal was to get executed, even though you're like, oh, you kind of sound a little crazy. But he did end up getting executed, and he tricked the guy into allowing him in. It doesn't really explain how he got rid of him. But yeah, the movie ends with that dude being executed by the electric chair, and you do see it. I was a little disappointed when his eyeballs didn't actually melt, but whatever.
Yeah, he really explained how it was going to happen, and none of that stuff happened.
Well, he did. His body did arc, and he was burning, but I was really watching the eyeballs.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, those are melting. They didn't even pop.
Usually, I thought they stuck a hood over your head.
They do, normally.
Okay. Maybe you question that too.
Possibly. I'll tell you one thing, that demon really fucked with that dude. I actually felt bad for the guy. Because it made it sound like the guy actually didn't do anything. Like the demon made him do everything. And then he just kept fucking him over all the way to the end.
I was very like I was sad for the guy, you know. I mean, that's how good the acting was. And speaking of that, what did you think of the acting? Was it convincing, especially the part that Sean Patrick Flannery played? He played the demon slash vessel, the guy on death row.
I think he did, and I don't think the previews give him justice because, like when we were talking about before the show, the previews isn't really what got me to see the movie. I just went to see it because I listened to Steve Davis from time to time, and like sporting a dude from Iowa, woo. Um, but if the Oscars weren't so worthless and stupid, just a bunch of douchebags patting themselves on the back, I felt like he deserved an Oscar for that role.
I do as well. I thought he did an amazing job. I thought the way he went from the demon to the demon's like little twitches and stuff
And what
to
was the dude's name? Edward?
yes,
Does that sound right? I think it
I,
is.
I think it is. To go from the demon to Edward. God, now it's gonna kill me. I'm almost positive it's Edward.
I think it is.
Yeah, so going from the demon, I thought he did an amazing job. I thought it was so convincing. The twitches between both of them, the cries of help from the vessel, Edward, and it was emotional when he got to that point. Like the part where he asked for what they want, what he wants for his last dinner. And he talks, and then he gets, he says his last dinner. He's like, "Please do not screw this up for me," because it's the one thing he gets to enjoy before he dies. And the demon comes out and says he's not hungry. I'm like, damn, dude. Then later on, when he's like, "Where's my meal?" And the guy's like, "You said you didn't want it." And he was that was like, holy shit, man. That one that got me. I was like,
Yeah, I
oh
felt
wow,
bad for the guy.
yeah,
And it's Edward Brady.
yeah.
He played two different characters. So when I went to IMDb, they should have Nefarious slash Edward Brady, and they don't. I had to go to the description.
Yeah, I thought you're right when you said Edward because
I felt bad for you. You could tell that demon broke that dude down.
yeah, the way he was. I mean, it's like he was like a child.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I thought his acting was phenomenal. Like that's what I kept telling my lady is like that was a great movie. Like it, she didn't like it. I mean, she liked it, but she didn't because it was. He did a good enough job to where it was disturbing. You felt emotionally bad for Edward. It's like, wow, that guy's fucked. Like that guy's got super fucked. But then you it's like, well, how did he get a demon in him? I know they kind of trick you, but
Well,
that's what I kept saying.
It kind of went through it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, and that's what I kept saying.
Early
that dude's performance made that movie.
Yeah.
Like the acting was phenomenal.
It started when he was a child. When it was like when he wanted a race car and found one, or like a toy car and found one, and then his grandma gave him a Ouija board at the age 8, and it just kept. And it's like he said, it was like a slow thing that happened. It wasn't just like boom, you're possessed. It was like a gradual possession. He had to break down walls to get complete control of Edward, and it was really well done. The movie was. What did you think of the lawyer? Or not the lawyer, psychiatrist. I'm sorry, it was a psychiatrist, not a lawyer. I missed up.
I don't ever remember seeing that guy in another movie before, but I thought he did a good job too.
I did too, and I guess he was on Entourage. I think I saw that. That's the only thing.
I haven't seen that show in so damn long. Like I used to watch that when it actually came out.
Well, when
you get new episodes, I haven't seen that since it ended.
Well, I don't know what he did on Entourage. It's just one of those things where you pop up on a
Doorman season 3 episode.
Or that 4. Thing on Amazon where you X-ray it or whatever, X-ray. I think it just popped up Entourage.
But yeah, he did good. The only really good. Okay, so here's the one thing about the movie and the acting. Glenn Beck didn't do bad. He was Glenn Beck at the end.
He was himself.
What the fuck? What the frick is up with the the camera angles.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like, I really only noticed it with Beck. Like every time they went back to him, it kept getting closer and
Yeah.
closer.
I'm like, what are they doing? Like, why are they getting so close to Glenn Beck?
It's like, look how round his face is. Like that was the only part that I thought was. He's like, yeah. So what'd you do?
Yeah, I thought the warden of the prison did really well. I mean, for a small role and stuff, I thought the guard was pretty good. I mean, I think it was well acted for a small budget film. It was really well acted. It was very thought provoking movie.
I think I did not like the priest character, and I think they did it the way they did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'll get with that here. Go.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you this next question. After I ask you this next question, I got a couple. I wrote down a couple notes of some scenes and stuff I want to talk about. So what part stuck with you the most in this movie?
Honestly, it's when the part that sticks in my head the most is when Edward comes through and asks where his meal is.
That one was hardest.
That out of the whole movie, like even him being electrocuted in a chair and all that stuff, that's the part of the movie that like
that one hurt the most. I think that one I felt the most. I mean, I felt so much pity for the guy. I felt so bad for him.
Well, and like the guards and nobody else knows what's going on. So like, oh yeah, well, whatever, dipshit. You should have asked for it.
Yeah.
And we're like, just get him a bacon cheeseburger.
Like, go down to Hardee's and get this man a bacon cheeseburger, please. Like, I felt so bad for him because his demon was just screwing with him so much that it was just like, holy crap, man. Like,
but yeah, honestly, out of the whole movie, that is the one that really stuck with me the most. That and it wasn't as dramatic as in like gut wrenching, but the part where he's talking about the gun, where he pulled the trigger 3 times.
Oh yeah,
3 distinct firing pin marks.
Yep.
On the
then they shot the
cap.
4 times. Then they took it into the lab or whatever and shot it, and it went right off.
Yeah, that part was. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. So it's basically Demon saying.
What about you, Kevin? Are you just going to copy me?
No, I thought the 3 murders, I thought that was pretty well done. How when he said, before you leave here, you're going to commit 3 murders. And it was him murdering his mom, and they're saying it's for, because she was in pain.
Oh, yeah, he basically euthanized her.
Yeah. So he euthanized his mom. And Demon's like, well, it didn't hurt that she gave you.
Well, he said by the time you leave here, you will have committed.
have committed 3 murders.
So
and the way people thought, like, what I thought is he was going to kill. Like, I didn't know what they meant.
That was like very well done.
Yeah, he was going to kill people right away. Like the demon was going to possess him to kill people. Nope. So basically, it was his mom from previous. He euthanized her. Then it was the abortion. Then it was signing the paper to have Edward killed on.
Well, executed. Yeah.
Executed. Yeah. So
I thought that was well done because there was no way to really guess it.
Then I want Lou the priest. That was his name was Lou. I thought that was kind of, because the demon was at first scared of him until the priest pretty much said he didn't believe in demons and.
It's like, oh, you're a modern day priest.
Yeah, otherworldly, evil that evil's in human nature and human hearts. So the demon wasn't even scared of him. He's like, oh, you don't even really believe. You're not a true man of faith. So then he's like, oh, we should have talked. We should have talked. Yeah, we should have talked earlier.
Because, the man of the glowing cloth.
Yeah. So I thought that was really well done. I thought it was really good when he said, like, invite me in. But then he didn't. Then he immediately inside. And the demon didn't.
Why won't you let me in? If you don't believe in this goobly gobbly?
Yeah, so he really tricked him. But then he didn't immediately possess him. He waited until after the execution possessed him, made him almost kill himself, and I guess left.
See, that's the only thing they don't explain other than right before he was going to shoot himself in the head. He asked God to save him.
Maybe.
Or to help him.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, he did. He said, God help me or something like that. And then that's when it stops. I don't know if that pushed him out,
Maybe.
but they don't really explain how he
Maybe
got
God saved him to actually write the nefarious plot,
Yeah.
to actually turn it against them. So maybe it
That could
was
be. I
God.
think I didn't mind the ending of the movie. He didn't wreck it by no means at all. It was just like an average. I think it wasn't no surprise ending, but it was. They could have made the movie longer,
Yeah, I think it was only 98 minutes. I think that it
even if like just a flashback with Glenn Beck to explain kind of how he,
Yeah, or even, I mean, I think they could have done the whole even talking longer.
Turns out that the cathedral in downtown New York has one of those giant bathing holy water tubs, and I jumped in that. And after third degree burns, the devil finally left.
Yeah. Yes. One of my favorite lines was, "He made you in his image. We remade you in ours." That was pretty good. I thought that was really well.
It's a good movie that makes you think.
Yeah.
Let's just say at the beginning of the show, it's not hard to tell who that therapist is voting for.
The rest of them I wrote down were pretty much everything we talked about. The last meal and the realization when he didn't get it. The electric chair. Thought that was well done, except for the eyes. And just the end. Him talking to Glenn Beck. Basically, what happened at the end was, basically Nefarious wanted him to write the Devil's Bible. And basically what he did was rewrote the Devil's Bible as a warning to humanity of what the devil's plot is to take over humanity or destroy humanity. So, all in all, I thought those were some of the highlights of the film for me. There's a lot more. I think just all of it was good. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, we just ruined a lot of it for you.
But like I enjoyed it the second time I watched it.
I think I could watch it probably in a month and enjoy it just as much as I did the second time around.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a movie that you can watch over and over again.
It's one that can make you pick up little things like that line. I don't think it hit as hard the first time. But the second time I was like, holy shit, that's a really good.
I thought it was interesting how he instantly mispronounced his name.
Yeah.
Because isn't his name like
Nefarious?
Nefarious. Oh, Nefarious. Is that what I said?
I'd be like, dude, my name's Kevin. Oh, it's Kayvon? No, you idiot. It's Kevin.
Yeah. He just blew right by it. He's like, you know what the hell ever.
Yeah.
He's like, your tongue couldn't pronounce my name, but I've been known as
what I also like,
oh, Nefarious.
He's like, that's not a name. He's like, well, anything can be a name. Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and Steve Dace is a huge comic book movie fan. I feel like he kind of stole that from Thor. Just saying. Maybe not.
I don't think he wrote the movie, though.
He helped with the screenplay.
He might have helped with the screenplay.
That could be a total lie, too. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
He might have, but I know it's based off his book, A Nefarious Plot.
Whoever wrote that script
well, it's like
it's from Thor.
It's a prequel to his book, A Nefarious Plot, which I think if they make a profit on this movie, they'll make A Nefarious Plot.
I would think they did.
I don't know if they have yet or not.
Let's check.
But no, they don't tell you what the budget is.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. I've tried looking it up.
Mm-hmm. Keep talking.
Well, I mean...
Okay, so you're right.
Yeah, I know. I tried to look for it.
Well, I don't know how much it cost to make, but they've grossed so far $5.4 million.
That's just box office.
So that's just box office. So that's not going to count like Amazon because I bought the movie.
I bought the movie as well.
But I know it wasn't a big budget, and they spent like maybe $100,000 if that on advertising.
Yeah.
So I
think a lot of it was word of mouth, and
that could have been. I mean, it is a great movie. I think more people need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Now I want to read his book.
I think I'm going to. So Steve Dace got some money off of me. which I don't
Merry
mind.
Christmas, kids. I bought
Yeah.
your dad's book.
Yeah. There you go. So, let's kind of get off the movie a little bit and talk more real world stuff uh, related to the movie. Do you think there could be a real Nefarious, an agent of evil that controls people or multiple people or, people in power to do terrible things? Do you think there's, or let me rephrase this.
Are you asking if I believe in demonic possession?
But do you believe it in enough to where, do you think the way the world's going right now, do you believe it's because of demonic possession, or do you believe it's just people?
So, here's what I think. And you better put your waders on, buddy.
Okay. Let's go. Why am I going to get wet?
I'm just saying. No, okay, so my idea of demonic possession is like kind of like what you normally see, where, they're like, be gone, demon, the power of Christ compels you. I think the evil that's going on in this world, and it is true evil, especially about the topic we're going to be talking about next week. But I would think it's demonic whispers, if that makes any sense. Like suggestive things, because what we've become, and it's true, and I think they brought it up in the movie, but we've become a society where everyone's into self worship. So you can do no wrong. Everything's about you. Everything's about elevating yourself. Everyone else be damned. And I think it's been through, I would think that kind of stuff comes from more demonic suggestion than possession, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I
mean, believe it's more whispers.
But I believe it. Do I believe in evil? Yes. Do I believe
Yes.
in demonic possession? Yes. Because of the rape ghost, Kevin. I fought that bastard off.
Yeah. You weren't penetrated, so that's good.
I don't know why you had to say that, but whatever.
Well, when you say rape ghost, people want to think that, maybe it got in. But
what
it
do you
did
call
not.
it? Rape attempt ghost?
Yes. Sexual assault ghost. Because it assaulted you, but did not penetrate, so it's not quite rape. So yes, I also believe that it's more whispers from evil than actual possession. But who knows? Who knows if George Soros and his kid is actually possessed? Who knows? I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Who knows? And
are you suggesting that George Soros' son is the spawn of Satan?
Yes. Well, maybe not.
Now you got to think though. If you're Satan, would you really have the full set of luggage underneath your eyes like George Soros does?
Hey, I'm guessing possession takes a heavy toll on the human body.
Get it? Bags under
Yes.
your eyes.
So I don't know what movie said it. Was it? I don't know if it. Why do I keep coming to Tombstone? I think, but I'm not sure if that's it.
Because we were talking about Wyatt Earp.
Maybe, but it was the line. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making people not believe in him.
That was not Tombstone.
No, that was. Was it?
You know what? Comment below on what movie that's from.
Is that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Maybe The Sixth Day.
Yeah, something like that.
That's not it. Is it?
I think so, right?
I thought The Sixth Day is the one where they make copies and there's a bunch of clones.
No, it might be.
But no, that was a good movie, kind of, for as far as like an action kind of stigmata type, that wasn't bad. What was that movie? You should subscribe, and comment below on what movie this is. It's like a fun little game. We have had a couple people correct and disagree with us. And we are always respectful in our rebuttals, so feel free to disagree with us.
I mean, I was respectful in a way. I was also very sarcastic in a way.
You were very respectful. You're like, hey, sir, your grammar was horrendous, and you obviously don't know how to spell. Please improve yourself in order to rebut our opinions.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you're going to say I'm wrong about something,
in this day and age, Kevin, you're being a jerk. But Go back 15 years ago, and you, sir, were being a teacher.
Well, I mean, if you're going to tell me something and you're going to tell me I'm wrong and not even give a reason why I'm wrong, and to do it with poor grammar and riddled with spelling errors, then I'm not going to take you seriously. I'm going to think you're uneducated and dumb.
Or they're just doing it on purpose to mess with you.
Maybe.
They are
Was
super
it
smart.
you?
No. Maybe it was Justice. What the heck's her name? Like Satellite Gomorrah or something like that.
Johnny Brown Jackson?
No.
Oh, Satellite Gamore. Sonia Mayor?
Close enough. Hey, you gotta admit, what I said sounded a lot like her name.
Holy shit!
I couldn't think of the name.
Satellite
Like
Gamore.
something like Satellite Gomorrah.
Oh, yeah, that could have been her, I guess. Yeah,
That
satellite.
silly satellite.
Oh, dang, Satellite Gamore. Oh my gosh.
I keep trying to tag her in the post and I can't find it.
Why is Satellite Gamore? I know she's a Supreme Court justice. Satellite Gamore. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh, all
Trying
right.
to look up what movie that line was from because I actually remembered. But yes, like, share, subscribe, comment, follow.
All that stuff.
All that awesome stuff. I'm not going to put the ribbon when we say shit. It just randomly pops up during the episode, but you have no excuse for not being an active participant in the experiment we like to call the lost art of common sense.
Especially reviewing and commenting.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to be very mean to everybody.
I don't think you were mean.
Well, I mean, I won't. Yes, I'm not mean. I try to be respectful with everybody because I do like feedback and I do want people to talk more. So,
Kevin, she's been a Supreme Court justice for a while. Satellite will be just fine.
I thought you were looking at the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
No. That dude's made a lot of movies, Kevin. That'd be hard to go back there. It's like right there too, right in my brain. See, that's where Satellite Gomorrah came from because it's like right here. But I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm just going to spit something out that kind of sounds like it. And you know what happened, Kevin? We reached our destination.
End of days.
End of days.
I think that was it, right?
That is it.
I mean, I think that's where the line might.
Yeah, and he was a little corny, but that really wasn't a bad movie.
That was a pretty good movie
compared to Nefarious. Shit.
Yeah. But I mean, it was good action. Like,
get out of the body. I don't think he ever said that.
No, but
he probably did say, "Wow, wow."
Let's speak of another movie. I think this movie Nefarious resembles. Not exactly, but I mean, I think it's close enough.
Return to the Wizard of Oz.
No, that was a complete mind. I mean, that was a freaky movie.
You didn't like Jack?
It was a freaky ass movie.
Or the robot?
No,
TikTok.
They were all.
Do you think that's where they got the name from?
Maybe. You can follow us on TikTok. Just let you know at the Lost Art of Common Sense. Do you think there is a similarity between this movie and The Possession of Emily Rose? Just in the concept, I guess.
I would, other than the demon possession, I would actually say, personally, no. Well, yes and no. No, because she was an innocent person that I guess was probably messing around with getting herself a little too close to that wall. You get too close to the wall, you go, oh, there's the wall here. I'm going to follow the wall down. Oh, look, there's an open window. Is there a breeze coming? It's a demon! But I'm not exactly sure how she got possessed or why, but she was innocent, and she supposedly got possessed by the devil. And that's the movie that I watched that let the the mean ghost. That's what we're going to call it from now on. The mean ghost
Rape ghost.
into my house. Shh. But then at the end, spoiler alert, she dies. And I felt bad. But she got to go to heaven.
Right.
The demon wrecked her body, but didn't taint her soul.
I mean, that was a pretty religious film, though.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of religion. I mean, on that side of it, yeah. But, you know, the funny thing is, like, Nefarious, other than, okay, so in order to believe the character, you have to believe
basically, other than I think
there's not a whole lot of, like, in-your-face religion in Nefarious.
No, and I think the reason the left didn't like it was basically because the abortion part. And
Well, no, the dude named off every left-wing woke thing they're pushing nowadays, and then he counters that with all the messed up stuff going on in the world.
yes.
So it's like, oh yeah, good for you and your fake feeling of accomplishment. Here's what's really going on. So you guys keep looking over here while you're sinking down into the quicksand over here.
Yep. And that's exactly why they didn't like it. Because I think it was that part alone that really pissed people off.
Yeah, they were probably all like, yeah, you tell that demon, oh.
So obviously this was made by the same people who made like smaller budget. Now it's a pretty small budget film. Emily Rose, on the other hand, was a pretty large budget film. I mean, I would guess probably $20-30 million budget. I don't know for sure. That was funded. I know it was funded by a larger studio. Do you think that movie would still be made today? I mean, they still make religious movies. Like I think was a Pope's Exorcist or was a movie that just came out, but I didn't watch that one.
It wasn't bad.
No,
Yeah, it wasn't horrible.
I'm thinking
He was kind of he was a different kind of priest, but it wasn't bad.
no.
I mean,
Worth watching.
yeah, I liked it. The budget was $19 million.
Yeah, around
estimated.
20 million.
So yeah, we were pretty close.
Yeah, so
It's like, you know how much it costs to build a set or rent a dorm hall
yeah, about $20 million.
and have some guy standing behind going,
Well, I think the guy that played the priest, he was a pretty big guy. He's a pretty big actor. Then
I don't remember.
the lady that was defending him, she was pretty big. She was in Ozark.
Are we still talking about the same movie?
Emily Rose.
Who the heck was the priest? I haven't watched this movie in so long that, oh yeah. I'm pretty sure Emily was in, yep. She was in Dexter. She was his sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. I don't know if that was supposed to be based on anything, but I can't see him necessarily having a problem with that. I mean, now the religious movies lately are pretty gory.
Hey, I gotta pause for a minute
Why is that, Kevin?
because I gotta check something for Dan. See if he left something in my vehicle.
All right, we're gonna take a quick pause. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, back or not by, but I'll be right back.
And we're back. Haven't had to shoo a homeless guy off his porch, but finally he made it back all safe and sound. No new scratches or scrapes. Get back at it, Kevin. We're going to you right now.
I can tell you what, the homeless guy did not make it out.
What do you mean?
No,
You
never
chain
mind.
him up in
Let's-
your basement?
Don't worry about it. No one comes here and gets out.
Told him to stay up a porch.
Yep. So everybody's got to pay their rent. All right. So I'm just going to skip over that question about Emily Rose. Basically, do you think it would have been fun? Do you think it could be funded by a studio?
I would say I'd have to watch it again, which I'm not. So and I watched it like when it
Very
first came out.
traumatic for you.
I'm just saying, like that was my first. I heard that you can watching scary movies, demonic movies, and shit opens the door, and a bunch of weird shit happened after I watched that movie. So I'm not watching it again. I learned my lesson, Kevin.
You don't? Ooh, yeah. All right.
And
maybe,
it wasn't even a scary movie.
I mean, there are some freaky parts in it. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good movie.
I didn't think it was scary at all.
I liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
I didn't say it was bad. It was a good movie. I just didn't think it was scary. And then I'm like, okay, so apparently I got a demon in the house and he's a little touchy. I'm not watching that movie again.
Obviously, Nefarious hit on some pretty, some plot, some points, as about society these days. There's a pretty large portion of the population here that is anti-religion, that promotes self-truth, and that you should do whatever you want as long as it makes you feel good. It's basically about the self, not the community, not the good of others. It's all about what makes you feel good, your self-identity, your self-truth, your,
You're your own God.
Yeah. Do you think this could be a part of something otherworldly at play? Like, is this something that's trying to put itself, making society, like he said, we're remaking you in our image?
Yeah, I think, well, and a lot of people came out and said it, that there's some evil stuff going on. And I do think that that's happening. And like what we're witnessing right now in our culture, not everyone in the United States, but in our culture, we are witnessing what happens when you remove God from society.
Yeah, religion alone. I think if religion did anything, it brought a value to society. It brought community.
Well, it brought morals.
Yeah.
A lot of atheists say, "Oh, I can be moral on my own," but
Obviously,
like
you're
it's when
seeing that you can't.
Well, and that's what we're seeing, because you see all these people getting mugged, beat up, robbed, murdered, whatever, and we're seeing it because some a-hole is filming it, not calling the cops, filming it to get likes on social media. You never know. I mean, old Zuckerberg may not be a robot. He may be a a demon spawn.
Well, I mean, look at the people that do stuff, like do jump into action, do try to protect others. Um, that dude on the subway, Kyle Rittenhouse, even a peace officer in California. These people do their job, or do what they think is right, and try to protect others, and they're the they're the they're the guilty ones. They're the ones being persecuted. And obviously, if you do good and you're getting persecuted, there's got to be evil at play. It just seems, I mean, it's almost right in your face. No one's even looking at it. It's almost too in your face that people is blatantly in your face, and people just are not getting it. They're just not seeing it, and it's got to be something. I mean, it's just,
Well, I think it's part and parcel, and a lot of stuff leads back to old George Soros. But I mean, and it goes back to that Russian, that warning, that reaction video we did. I mean, there's a plan taking place here, and part of that is because they're always talking about taking your guns, and then while they're simultaneously doing that, because they act like the gun is whispering to the person to go murder somebody or whatever. Like, the gun made me do it. That dumb bullshit. That's why gun control doesn't work, because criminals don't follow gun laws, but whatever. But like, they're they're protecting criminals while in prosecuting people that are standing up for themselves. And you know what that does? It makes people not do the right thing. And yes, stopping someone who's threatening to kill other people is the right thing. I don't care how you feel about it. If you threaten someone or you start inflicting harm on someone, you have forfeited your life at that moment, because you don't know what's going to happen. And doing the right thing is protecting the innocent person, not the person inflicting harm. So, and I think they're trying to make it to where more and more people won't do it. Like, well, it's not worth it. I can't go to jail for this. I'm going to go ahead and let that lady get this shit kicked out of her by that mugger, because I can't afford to go to jail. And
yeah.
I literally think that's what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what's going on. Um, like let's just say mass shootings. Let's take the 50s, the 60s, even the 70s when there weren't many mass shootings. I mean, at least school shootings and stuff like that. And you got to believe, like, because our society was way more religious back then.
Not that long ago.
Starting in the 80s, I think religion started to break down. Then by the 90s, it was things started creeping in to where it was more about the self. Then 2000s it got worse, and to today to where everybody has their own self truth and what's true to them. And things are just getting worse and worse and worse, just in society alone. So I think whoever's doing this, let it be nefarious, was the greatest thing they did was make people believe that religion didn't matter.
Yeah, it was a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Told to people to keep them in line.
True or not, I mean, what it did was, like you said, it served as a moral system. It served as a place to where you learned about good and evil. And
that's the thing, though. Like people that
there was consequences for your evil.
Well, and like that's just it. People like don't think that there's anything. So if you think there's nothing after this life, then it doesn't matter what you do because then when you're dead, it's over anyway. But like, trying to think of what I was going to say.
I didn't say anything to stop you. You just lost it on your own.
I know. I lose things on my own a lot. I had to do. And then it's like you ever like kind of lose track of thought. And then the more you think about it, the farther away it gets. I tell you one thing though, the drop in faith, ironically, came about the same time that computers came out.
Well, yeah, the internet for
Consumer computers and internet.
Yeah, the internet was by far the biggest driver for.
But yeah, I think people.
I'm gonna have to mute it real quick. So just keep talking. Talk about whatever.
I will talk about whatever. But I don't know. I think there's something going on. There's something going on in society. Like if you take faith out of it, people are like, "Oh, I can just be moral on my own." But without a moral compass, what's right, what's wrong, and where do things go? So I think what we're going to do real quick is take another pause because of Kevin's horrendous lack of professionalism. We'll be right back for the second time with the lost art of common sense. Apologies. It'll be short on your end. And we're back. Kevin has finished his sinful actions. Apparently, the homeless guy got out of his chains and he had to put him back. But what I was saying, Kevin, which you should pay a special attention to, given the homeless guy, is that people think that they can govern themselves on their own morals, and there's no such thing as God. If you don't believe in God, it's going to be hard to see God's works. People who believe in God and have faith they don't see Him, but they see His works. And people, felt the holy presence and stuff like that. That's a thing. I felt that back in the day. It's been a while, which means I got some praying to do. But even science, the farther they look into, and the farther they look into the start of the universe, the closer they get to the actual Big Bang happening, the more and more evidence there is for intelligent creation, intelligent design, the grand artificer of the universe. So, I don't know, but we do have a definite, like, it's gone down to like 50%. I think it was 80 something or 80 or
not even that 80. Long ago.
Yeah. And it's dropped to 50. And it's because people, and I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not, on the left have infiltrated everything, even churches. That's why I didn't like that priest in Nefarious, because the acting was fine. I didn't like the character because the character represented what churches become. A lot of churches, not all of them, have become like feel-good churches. It's like, oh yeah, God loves you. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, no matter what you do, God loves you. Oh, God.
I remember when I was a kid going to a Lutheran church, we kind of had that pastor that yelled a lot. I don't know if it was hot up on on the pulpit, but you got a little sweaty. Like you, but you don't really. I don't know. I don't remember ever.
I just know that God had 10 very specific rules.
Yeah, not hard to follow, and most of them are broken regularly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not saying I don't. I am not without sin. No one is.
No one is. We all sin.
You can't go through everyday life and not sin.
It's not. It's sinning and not believing, which is a problem, because then you think there's no consequence to your sin. To where
it depends.
To where
on
there's
how
no, there's no remorse to what you did. If there is, it's fake remorse because it's societal remorse, and you're just trying not to be a dick all the time.
Well, that's true. That's another problem with our society because, like back in the day, all these people that are either, and you could say, "Oh, you're not compassionate," but like people need to be productive and take care of their own. People who actually need help should get help. People who are just like don't want to do it or just check out or whatever, that's not helping them. Those are the people that need to hit rock bottom sewer water stuff to get their shit together. But there's like back in the day, if you're a piece of shit, you were shunned. It's like, you go, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, like it was embarrassing to go on unemployment. It was embarrassing to have to live off the government. Now people there's programs that teach people how to be a worthless, unproductive piece of shit and live off the government. And if you're able minded, and because especially nowadays, even if say you fucked your legs up and you're going, or whatever, you can work on the computer from home.
Yes, there's jobs everywhere from home.
So I mean, even that, that
was the one thing COVID brought to the world.
Yeah, well, I know a bunch of people working home make good money, so there's no real you'd have to be pretty bad off to be like, you know what, I'm just going to live off the government, live off facility or the system and the federal government because I just can't do it. I need to get on disability. It's like, no, there's things you can do. You just choose not to. And because we allow people to do that. So, yeah, it's just another societal problem that's been infiltrated, whether it be schools, churches, institutions. I mean, whoever's behind the total screwing up of America, they're doing a pretty dang good job. Now, I think the pendulum is finally starting to swing back, which may lead into your next question, Kevin.
Yes, if there was a nefarious plot by an entity, do you think it would differ much from what we are going through right now?
I don't really think so because the way that the demon,
if there was or is a nefarious plot, I guess
I would say there is, and I think it would be pretty much exactly what was. And they used real life in the movie, like the stuff going on and stuff like that, to where, I think I would think there is, and it could be.
I don't think it would differ at all. I think this is exactly how it would go.
Well, and people are too jacked up and weird. Over stuff to where there's not something going on, just stupid stuff like this. It's stupid, but I think it's true. I would say over 70% of the social problems we have in this country are due to social media.
Yes, I agree 100%.
I think
the internet was promised to be a beacon of light and information and make your life easier, but all it's done is
what happened?
Destroy
anonymity.
It's like trajectory.
That's what happened. That's where it started.
Yeah, well, when people found out they could be dicks without being beat up,
it's like, what did Mike Tyson say? Something about not enough people are getting punched in the face for the stupid stuff they say in it shows or something like that.
Yep.
Because half of the stuff that these people say on the internet, they would never say to somebody's face.
No.
Here's a weird thing too. If somebody makes you mad and you punch them, you go to jail for assault. But if you can prove that you guys have both engaged in mutual combat, it's totally legal.
Yeah,
not mortal combat, mutual combat.
I just think, well, I don't mind people being kind of dickish as long as they got facts to prove, like to back it. Like if I know I'm right, I'm gonna be a bit of a dick about it. Especially when if you're completely wrong about something,
I'm pretty sure that right there is a sin, but whatever.
probably. Um, and I will repent later. But it's just if you're going to be wrong about something, and uh, and you result of being name calling and shit like that, that's when you got them. But I mean, people can be very hurtful for no good reason to people, especially like I mean, it's not like I'm a big fan of celebrities, but they get a lot of shit from people who for no reason. I mean,
Well,
not
that's like
for like movies they do, or for a character they played, or whatever. If they played a character as a dick, doesn't mean they're a dick in real life. You don't have to be an asshole to them. Or if they did something in their personal life, like you find somebody's a conservative or says something conservative, and they're an actor, then all of a sudden, that's when hate gets fucking thrown out there. And it does.
yeah,
It gets brutal.
that's what's going to happen to us someday, Kevin.
No,
Probably not.
Well, I don't think anybody hates us because I mean we've been conservative the whole time, so it's not like somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, I can't believe they were." Like, they're just gonna. I mean, I want that vitriol. I feed off their hate. Maybe I'm nefarious.
I take your hate and turn it into love.
Yes, yes. Give me your hate, and all I'll do is make it into butterflies and nice things.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's nothing better than being nice to somebody who's trying to be a dick to you.
Oh man, they really do not like that.
Like I
Being
really
nice to someone who's
phone.
being mean to you and giving them props for a solid burn. They do not like that.
No, they.
Here's my thing though. It's
I
funny
still
how
like the one that the guy sent me, then blocked me.
Yeah, I know. It's like, dude, I was going to give you props.
I was going to be
What
like, this was a fantastic beam.
Yeah, that was a good burn.
It was just a good meme.
But here's like when it comes to me, I'm the exact opposite. And it like I don't like I either like or dislike actors for who they are as people. And then it pisses me off when I can't stand the actor as a person, yet they make good movies. So then I begrudgingly go to see the movie and I'll like it, and then I dislike the actor even more.
Well, it's like,
Matt Damon's one of them.
And I personally do not like Tom Cruise because I think Scientology is super weird and very toxic.
It's a cult.
Yeah. But his movies
Well, it's like a cult / Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, but his movies are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Maverick was probably one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yeah, I really like that movie.
When I heard the new Mission Impossible one is awesome.
Yeah, apparently it's got some accurate stuff, kind of like what we face with AI.
Yeah.
So, I haven't seen that yet.
Me neither.
I had a choice to watch Mission Impossible or topic we're going to be talking about next week, so you better make your way to the movie theater, The Sound of Freedom, and I chose The Sound of Freedom.
Worth it, huh?
It was a good movie.
Okay, well, which
kind of a hard watch.
My second to last question. Are conservative movies finding a larger audience than in recent past, at least, since Passion of Christ was a huge movie. So since then is a conservative movement happening in movies, and why do you think that is?
Well, you could probably go back and I don't think you have to go back all that far when movie production companies and TV shows and stuff were actually patriotic. So I don't know if there's like more conservative movies. I think we're still polarized as a society that it's either a woke heaping pile of burning garbage.
Let's say, but the last probably
it's considered conservative.
let's say since probably 2020, 2019, once the woke movement started actually picking up steam.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I
weird
mean,
because it was like patriotic, then like and also it's like super woke. Like it just also, I mean, like the trans thing, like it just happened, like it snap. Like what the hell just happened?
the other thing, I feel really sorry for the people that for the kids that got mixed up into it, and probably there's a good chance the ones that did have permanently jacked themselves for the rest of their lives. But the only good thing that's coming out of that is it's so anti-nature, anti-common sense that was the straw,
Yeah,
and that's why you have so much pushback because it's like, nope,
yeah.
not playing
People,
your
I
game.
still see like people. Oh, look, you guys, getting mad at a beer company. What's that going to do? I'm like, it wasn't the beer company. I mean, it was, but it's just the final straw. It was something that we've been dealing with this crap for so long. That was it. We're
especially
done
with
with
a
it.
especially over a guy who's doing a performance.
Yeah, take
Way to
what
pick a winner.
you can take a lot of things away from us, but you try to take our beer away. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I think like here's the thing too. I think these conservative movies would be even bigger blockbusters if they weren't like they had to basically create them on a shoestring budget,
Yeah.
and then they don't have advertising budget, stuff like that. And then Hollywood comes out with garbage,
Oh my
puts
god.
millions of dollars behind them, and then because you talk about this woke stuff, the movie that we're going to be, I guess you haven't seen it. I guess you might be able to see it between now and then, but we'll be talking about next week. Disney had that for a while and wouldn't air it, and then now they're coming out with like they have totally ruined if you take into account inflation or cost of living or whatever. I think it's inflation, but Snow White is the largest grossing movie either of all time or of Disney's ever made, including the Marvel movies. And they, according to the pictures that came out, just shit all over it. So
Dude,
they're gonna
they're
make some
the seven
woke piece of
dwarves
shit.
aren't dwarves anymore. I don't know what they are. They're like
It's
seven
the
magical people.
seven diversity group.
Well, what it
They're
is, it looks like a
magic.
bunch
They're
of
magic
hipsters.
forest creatures.
It looks like a bunch of hipsters, and you know, I don't really usually care about the race car, but Snow White was literally named Snow White because for how white her skin was. It was white as snow.
Yeah,
So
like the name is
yeah,
descriptive of the character.
yes. So I just, it's just
That movie is gonna. That movie is either not going to be released, or okay. Here's the option. They're either not going to release it because everybody knows it already. It's a steaming pile of fucking garbage. It's going to go straight to Disney Plus. Which after that came out, I canceled my Disney Plus subscription because I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of
I haven't
paying
had
for this
Disney
crap.
Plus for 6 months.
Well, I got it back for some reason, and I kept hoping that they were going to come out with something. And I was like,
Yeah, I
it
do
has
like some of
nothing
their
to
shows.
do
Like
with
I do
like.
like some of their Star Wars shows and The
Well, it's
Mandalorian
just
and
like, and it's stupid because we were like, oh, you cancel because of that, so you're racist. I'm like, no, I'm tired of people crapping on our culture. This is a what couple 100-year-old German story that Disney. I think it was also the first animated full length
I
animated
think I think the
movie.
German story was way darker though.
Oh, I'm sure it's grim. Like you
Yeah.
actually read the Grimm
Yeah.
brothers
They're
stories. They're
super dark. They're not happy endings. They're usually
at
like
the end. Snow
some
White eats
you
all the dwarfs.
yeah, somehow somebody's dying. And it's usually the person that the story's about.
See, in most Disney movies, the people that are dying are the parents because it's all about orphans.
Yeah. But I mean, so the dwarves, like they didn't get like seven dwarves because they thought it was offensive to
No,
little people.
it was that one actor.
No, he wants people. He wanted to be.
No.
Yes, he did. He's fighting for it. He's pissed off.
Are you
Peter
talking
Dinklage?
about the dude with the beard?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, no.
He's mad.
He
No.
was pissed off. You look it up.
I
He
just
cost
did.
all those dwarves. Now he might be mad now, but he was the reason why they didn't cast dwarves. Because he's like, I've never taken a role that was written for a dwarf. Blah blah blah. You might want to read the story again. He might be mad now because he's the one who caused that. He's literally the one who caused the recast and them not using all but one dwarf. Because a lot of dwarves got pissed off at the dude because, like, you know what, guy? This is like, we're not A-list like you, so we can't pick and choose our roles. We literally only get cast in dwarf roles. And you just cost,
Yeah.
I guess, six people.
Well, I think you're
work.
right, actually.
Yeah, I am right, Kevin. It comes with the beard of knowledge. Even though for some reason today I have a question mark on my beard. But whatever. I know why you're laughing, and you said you're going to keep this episode
He
clean.
did try and condemn him for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he must have taken.
He might be flipping script now.
Yeah.
Because what he did caused those potential actors to lose their jobs. I'm just tired of anything that has to do with this bullshit diversity, equity, inclusion. I can't stand those three terms because they're all bullshit. It's made up. It's all about control. Equity is garbage. It's going to lower everybody down to the lowest denominator. I'm tired of it. And when I saw all the crap that came out of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm not paying for this shit. I'm not giving any of my money to these people. I'm canceling and they raised my subscription price. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with you.
That's because
I only had you for rewatching the Gummy Bears and reliving my youth.
You know why they raised the subscription price? So many people dropped them.
I know it's going to raise again.
Shit. I think Disney has lost like $10 billion since they started doing this woke shit.
I don't know how there's going to be a lot of major companies going down over this.
I'm going to ask you the last question. Now, answer this truthfully. Okay. 1 to 5 stars. How would you rate Nefarious as a movie?
10.
10.
You know, it's kind of weird. Like, I wouldn't say Nefarious is my favorite movie, but if I were to rate it, it would be right up there with the highest rated movies. Like, because it all depends on what you're looking for.
I think,
you know what I mean? I like action movies. I begrudgingly like, I don't know about recently, but I like Marvel movies, stuff like that. I like action, stuff like that. But like Nefarious is definitely one of my favorite movies, and I think it's a 5. If you're just doing it from a hill to 5, I'm going to give it a 5, and I think it's probably the best acting I've seen in a movie.
I'll give it a 4.5 to a 5. I'm not sure why. I give
You're just that guy.
Well, I
never give anybody a 5.
Well, I'd give it a 4.5 because I think it could have been longer. I think it could have been. I think it was almost told.
I agree with you, but I'm not taking the 5 away because it was a good movie. It could have been probably an hour longer.
Yeah, at least 30 minutes. I think. I'd give it 4.5. I don't think it was long enough. I don't think they explored it enough.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with a lot of movies, the ending, but they did drop off a lot at the end. I am glad they had the wrap up.
It felt like they rushed
some of the info
from when the priest came in to the electric chair. It felt like it was rushed. I thought they had a good back and forth between them.
So you are giving them a 4.5 stars because they didn't have enough money. Way to go, Kevin.
I bet you I guarantee you there's 30 minutes of footage they cut.
Probably.
It could have been in the movie.
Every movie has that. But yeah, I think it's 5. Solid 5.
Get 4.5.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story.
I enjoyed everything about it.
I enjoyed the acting.
It should have been longer.
Yeah, it's like the only reason I'm not giving you 5 stars is because I enjoyed the movie so much. I wish it was longer.
Yes, exactly. So maybe next time you make a longer movie and I'll give you 5 stars.
The movie
you
was
care
good
about
enough.
my stars.
Yes. Well, the movie is good enough to make me want to buy his book. So
yeah, I agree. So I'm going to tag him in this and see Steve Dace and see if he responds. I'm sure he won't.
He won't. I don't know. Steve Davis might be cool. I don't know about that Aaron dude. He seems a little snobby to me.
He's going to hear you say that if he watches this episode.
Good.
You did curse a lot. Right at the beginning, too.
Who?
You!
Yeah, no. I won a little contest. I forgot what I was going to do with it, but I was the potty mouth.
I'm almost guaranteeing I did not.
I don't think you did at all.
No, I said shit a couple times.
I said it again.
It's the end of the episode.
I think that put me over the top. I win.
Do you want to do other topics or do you just want to wait till next week?
We can wait till next week. This is kind of running along. So
Yeah.
I think. I have no idea. You left the studio so many times.
3-4 times. Yeah, so.
Like 6. I mean, it was like
It wasn't 6.
So many times.
Well, the homeless guy's not going to be a problem anymore. All right.
You better hope that there is not a dead homeless guy on
God.
your porch. I'm just saying.
What would be the coincidence, you know? But, all right, let's end this. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this was The Lost Art of Common Sense movie review.
Common Sense.
Common
Movie
sense!
reviews. Common Sense
Sense!
movie reviews.
Common sense!
We'll see you next week, everybody.
Woo! Boom! Trajectory. Trajectory? Was it trajectory or trajectory?
Trajectory.
With TRE, right? Trajectory.
Trajectory.
Trajectory. See, we're doing it again.